Hi, everybody. It's Lisa. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. The title of this video is What's Your Problem? This has been coming to me a lot lately. Um, don't let your solutions box you in. In fact, in one instance, it was like, just break the box. How many times have you ever just said, well, to solve this problem, this, and this should happen, but you don't have the means to do it? And the solution that you get ultimately was nothing that you could have imagined, but it worked perfectly, right? So don't get a preset idea of necessarily how something's going to be solved, because sometimes the other solutions are just awesome, or you end up shutting yourself off to things that would really be a lot better. So here's just a couple of things that I was thinking about. Um, I've had people tell me my feet, my back, my knees hurt. I want to go to the doctor and see about surgery. I need surgery. Well, my next question is, why does the back, the knees, whatever hurt? The feet are, all that. And the answer is sometimes due to an accident, but sometimes it's I'm overweight. So if you lose the weight, then the problem goes away. Because you got to remember, you could do this surgery and this problem would still be there if you didn't lose the weight. But if you lost the weight, then you wouldn't have to take the risks of the surgery and stuff like that. So I recently had something like that come up with some friends of mine, and it just, and we all do it. But, sometimes this thing that we think, like the surgery, would work, it might fix the problem in the short term, but if you keep on going, you're going to create another one. How many times are you going to do that? So if you lose the weight, if the problem is solved. Now, if you have to lose the weight and still do the surgery because there has been too much damage, well, that might also be. But at least you've got more of a permanent solution, I guess. So there's another one, depression. And this is something that a friend of mine, the awesome Diane Burnside, made for me years ago. And I know this is probably tougher, probably than the knee or the back at some point, because with a physical problem, you almost feel like you can really do something with it mentally. Sometimes you just want to keep going out. It's like when you take the trash out, usually you leave it in the trash can, right? Right. Well, with thoughts, they can just keep roaming in your head. And that's one that I work with. Have a lot of experience with, because I have a lot of, I have a tendency to go back and get the thoughts back and then just rework them, and they still don't do me any good. And it causes depression, anxiety, and all that. So anyway, this is something that Diane made me. It says, change your thoughts, change your life. And I've had this for so many years. So Diane, if you're listening, thank you so much for that, because it really has had an effect. It's a little thing, but it did really have an effect. You need to work to change your thoughts, and it needs to be done continuously. That's one area that you need to maintain, or it will be actual problem. Another one could be, I need money, so let's win the lottery. That's a really hard one. Maybe someone asks you to join a new business, like I offer people my business. I mean, it's that way. It's hard, it's work, and you do have to work at it, but it's more likely than the lottery, isn't it? You always need a backup plan, folks. Recently, one of my colleagues thought she had a pretty solid plan. They had told her that they would not go through a layoff with her, and then about 2 weeks later, actually did it. And she had sacrificed a lot for her job, family, and all that. And so she really was disappointed to find herself in that position, believing that they would keep their word, and they did not. When you have your own business, you have a little bit more control. There are still some outside factors, but you still have a little bit more control, and you can control the changes that you make. That's pretty important too. And you can also control whether or not you have your kids come into your business, because sometimes you can spend extra time in that way and teach them things. I thought that was awesome. I would teach my boys often through homeschooling many different things. That's a totally great opportunity. So with the mental thing, I find it's a whole bunch easier to control with this. The anxiety is much less. I still lose my temper from time to time, but it's not nearly what it was. And then this really helps with things like weight and just weight thoughts. You just don't have those deficiencies like you have before. It has a lot of the omega-3s, which, well, actually a whole lot of string of B vitamins, which are really good for brain. So that really helps. And they are super easy to do. You just put them on and let them take effect during the day. I like easy. Okay. Another thing, the opportunity. If you need money, it's this. Contact me or whoever shared this video with you. They thought you would be good at it and give you a chance. At least give them a contact and try. How do you know if you're hearing the right direction? Sometimes you just don't know what to do. Well, this is something else that's happened, that I'm working on. How to Hear from God. And it's by Joyce Meyer. So I can recommend this. It's a long, the workbook goes into a lot of details and references, but all in all, it really goes into the many ways that God speaks to us. We hear from him. So I can highly recommend that. So again, get some good nutrition, get some good direction and a good guidance system mentally, from reading, from good nutrition. Maintain yourself and don't always listen to what everybody else says, because they're not on your journey. That's the long and short of it. It's your life. You can make the most of it. And, if it's somebody that you've respected up until, you can just agree to go in your different ways. But anyway, I don't want to make this any longer. Thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, get in touch with me. Thanks. Bye.